Welcome, Hydrohaven community. Today, we're diving into the world of resilient plants that thrive where others fail. If you're struggling with a shady corner of your garden that also has less than ideal soil, this comprehensive guide is for you. I'll share everything you need to know about 4 exceptional shade-tolerant plants that can transform those challenging spaces into lush, vibrant garden features. Hostas are undoubtedly the champions of shade gardening, and for good reason. These perennial favorites offer incredible versatility with over 3,000 registered varieties, ranging from tiny miniatures just inches tall to massive specimens spanning several feet in diameter. What makes hostas particularly valuable for challenging garden spaces is their remarkable adaptability. While they prefer rich, well-draining soil, they're surprisingly tolerant of poor soil conditions once established. Their extensive root systems can navigate through less than ideal soils to find available nutrients. Hostas also form symbiotic relationships with soil fungi, called mycorrhizae, which help them absorb nutrients more efficiently. When dealing with particularly challenging soil, consider these robust varieties, sum and substance. This giant hosta with chartreuse leaves can reach 3 feet tall and 6 feet wide. Its substantial root system helps it withstand poor soil conditions better than smaller varieties. Blue Angel. With dusty blue-green foliage, this large hosta develops deep roots that allow it to endure both drought and poor soil. Patriot. This medium-sized variety features dark green leaves with crisp white margins and demonstrates excellent resilience in less than ideal conditions. Halcyon. A blue-leaved, medium-sized variety known for its hardiness and adaptability to various soil types. Soil preparation. While hostas can tolerate poor soil, giving them a good start makes a difference. Dig a hole twice as wide as the root ball and mix in some compost or well-rotted manure. Mulching. Apply a 2 to 3 inch layer of organic mulch around your hostas to conserve moisture, suppress weeds, and gradually improve soil quality as it breaks down. Watering. While established hostas are somewhat drought-tolerant, consistent moisture during the first growing season helps develop strong root systems. In poor soil, slightly more frequent watering may be necessary until established. Fertilization. In subpar soil, a slow-release fertilizer applied in spring can help compensate for nutrient deficiencies. However, avoid over-fertilizing as this can lead to floppy growth. Stunted growth. If your hostas remain significantly smaller than expected, the soil may be too compacted or lacking essential nutrients. Consider top dressing with compost annually to gradually improve conditions. Leaf burn. In poor soils that drain too quickly, hostas may show brown, crispy leaf edges. Additional mulch and more frequent watering can help address this issue. Slug damage. Hostas in poor soil may be more vulnerable to slug damage. Consider using coffee grounds as a natural deterrent that also adds organic matter to the soil. Ferns have survived for over 360 million years because of their remarkable adaptability. These prehistoric plants bring unmatched texture and movement to shady spaces with poor soil. Ferns possess unique adaptations that allow them to flourish in difficult conditions. Their rhizomatous root systems can penetrate challenging soil structures, and many species have developed the ability to extract nutrients from minimal organic matter. Additionally, ferns can establish beneficial relationships with soil microorganisms that aid in nutrient acquisition. Japanese painted fern, or Ethereum niponicum var pictum, is a stunning fern that features silver-gray fronds with burgundy highlights. It's surprisingly adaptable to various soil types, including clay and sandy soils with low fertility. Ostrich fern, known scientifically as Matiutia struthiopteris, can reach 3 to 5 feet tall. These dramatic ferns with their vase-shaped growth habit can transform a barren, shady area. Their extensive root systems help them survive in nutrient-poor soils. Lady fern, or Ethereum filix femina, is an elegant, lacy fern that adapts to a wide range of soil conditions, and is particularly good at establishing itself in compacted soils. Christmas fern, scientifically called Polystichum acrosticoides, is an evergreen fern that maintains its deep green color year-round and tolerates poor rocky soils admirably. Hay-scented fern, or Densitetia punctilobula, is an aggressive spreader that can be perfect for quickly colonizing difficult areas with poor soil where little else will grow. Site selection is key. Even the most adaptable ferns prefer locations protected from drying winds. In poor soil situations, this becomes even more important. When it comes to soil preparation, when planting, incorporate some leaf mold or peat moss into the planting hole to help retain moisture and provide some initial organic matter. During the first year, consistent moisture is crucial. After establishment, many ferns can tolerate periodic dry spells, though they'll look their best with regular watering. A 2 to 3 inch layer of leaf mulch mimics the fern's natural forest floor habitat, while gradually improving soil structure and fertility. Ferns generally require little fertilizer, which makes them ideal for poor soil situations. A light application of balanced organic fertilizer in spring is typically sufficient. Frond dieback can be a concern. In extremely poor soil conditions, you may notice premature browning of fronds. Top dressing with leaf compost and ensuring consistent moisture can help. Be patient with ferns in poor soil. They often spend their first year developing root systems rather than robust above-ground growth. In their first year in poor soil, provide extra mulch for winter protection, as weakly established ferns may be more vulnerable to cold damage. Heucheras have revolutionized shade gardening with their year-round colorful foliage ranging from lime green to deep purple, peach, silver, and nearly black. These North American natives bring constant color to otherwise dreary spots. Coral bells have evolved to grow in rocky, lean soil conditions in their native habitats. Their shallow but widespread root systems excel at extracting available nutrients from even marginal soils. Their semi-evergreen nature also means they don't require as much energy production as many other perennials. Palace purple. This tough-as-nails variety with purple-bronze foliage is particularly adaptable to poor soils, and was one of the first colored heucheras to gain popularity. Caramel. With peachy amber foliage, this variety demonstrates excellent resilience in challenging conditions. Obsidian. Its nearly black foliage provides dramatic contrast, and the plant shows good tolerance for less than ideal soil. Citronelle. This bright lime green variety brightens dark corners and adapts well to various soil challenges. Silver scrolls. With silver overlaid on purple leaves with darker veining, this variety maintains its color well even in poor growing conditions. Crown position. Plant heucheras with the crown slightly above soil level to prevent rot, particularly important in heavy or poorly draining soils. Soil amendments. While adaptable to poor soil, mixing some grit or perlite into clay soils helps prevent winter heaving, a common problem for heucheras. Seasonal care. In early spring, remove any damaged leaves and apply a light top dressing of compost around plants, being careful not to bury the crown. Division schedule. In poor soil conditions, divide heucheras every 2 to 3 years to maintain vigor. Their centers tend to weaken faster in challenging soil. Winter protection. Apply a light mulch after the ground freezes to prevent frost heaving, which can be particularly problematic in poor soils. Reduced vigor. If plants seem to decline after a couple of years, division is usually the answer, particularly in poor soil where nutrients may be limited. Faded foliage. Some varieties may show less vibrant coloration in extremely poor soil. A very light application of balanced fertilizer in spring can help intensify colors. Root heaving. If you notice plants pushing up out of the ground after winter, gently press them back and add soil around, but not over, the crown. Astilbes are shade garden standouts with their feathery flower plumes rising above attractive fern-like foliage. These reliable perennials bring much-needed color to shady areas during summer months, when many shade gardens look flat. Though Astilbes prefer consistent moisture, they're surprisingly adaptable to soil quality. Their fibrous root systems can penetrate and establish in various soil types. Many varieties were originally found growing in woodland edges and forest understories, where soil might not be ideal but stable moisture is available. Fanal. With deep red plumes and bronze-green foliage, this shorter variety, about 18 to 24 inches, demonstrates good resilience in less than ideal conditions. Deutschland. This classic white Astilbe adapts well to various soil types and provides excellent contrast in shady areas. Visions. A more drought-tolerant series with raspberry pink blooms that handles poor soil admirably once established. Montgomery. This vivid red variety maintains good color even in challenging soil conditions. Sprite. A petite variety around 12 inches with shell-pink flowers that works well at the front of borders and adapts to various soil challenges. Soil moisture. The key to Astilbe's success in poor soil is consistent moisture. Apply extra mulch to retain soil humidity. Planting depth. Plant Astilbe crowns just below the soil surface and space them according to their mature size to ensure good air circulation. Strategic feeding. In spring, Apply a balanced, slow-release fertilizer to compensate for nutrient deficiencies in poor soil. Fall care. Leave the dried flower stalks standing through fall for winter interest, then cut them back in early spring before new growth emerges. Dividing protocol. Every 3 to 4 years, divide Astilbes in early spring or fall to maintain vigor, particularly important when growing in suboptimal soil. Reduced flowering. In very poor soil, Astilbes may produce fewer flower plumes. Top dressing with compost and ensuring consistent moisture can improve blooming. Early foliage browning. This often indicates insufficient moisture rather than a direct soil quality issue. In poor soil that drains too quickly, more frequent watering may be necessary. Weak growth. If plants seem spindly, they may be competing for limited nutrients. Consider dividing more frequently or supplementing with liquid fertilizer during the growing season. One of the keys to a successful shade garden in poor soil is combining plants that not only tolerate these conditions, but also complement each other visually and horticulturally. Layering. Use the varying heights of these plants to create depth. Taller ostrich ferns and Astilbes in the back, mid-sized hostas and coral bells in the middle, and smaller Japanese painted ferns and miniature hostas in front. Seasonal interest planning. Combine plants for year-round appeal, spring emergence of fern fiddleheads, summer Astilbe blooms, and the persistent foliage of heucheras and evergreen ferns in winter. Texture, contrast. Pair the bold leaves of hostas with the delicate fronds of ferns, and the intricate foliage of coral bells for exciting textural contrast. Color coordination. Create sophisticated palettes by combining silver-blue hostas with burgundy heucheras, or gold hostas with purple coral bells for dramatic effect. As these plants establish and you maintain them with regular mulching, the soil quality will gradually improve. Leaf litter, decomposing mulch, and the plant's own root activities will enhance soil structure and fertility over the years. These 4 plant groups, hostas, ferns, heucheras, and Astilbes, prove that challenging garden conditions don't have to limit your gardening ambitions. With the right plant selections and proper care techniques, even the most difficult shady area with poor soil can become a lush, beautiful garden feature. Remember that patience is essential when gardening in challenging conditions. Focus on proper planting techniques, consistent maintenance, and gradual soil improvement for long-term success. If you've enjoyed this guide to shade-tolerant plants for poor soil conditions, please subscribe to the Hydrohaven YouTube channel for more in-depth gardening advice. Share this video with a fellow gardener struggling with a difficult shady spot, and together we can transform those challenging areas into the most beautiful parts of our gardens. Until next time, happy gardening.